Hello, everybody, and welcome to Van Life with Minister Mary. Aloha keakua again. Yeah, my hair's got all messed up, and I'm all messed up. Anyway, I'm gonna get ready for bed. I have been sneezing like crazy tonight. I don't know what it is. I kind of messed up my lip today. Anyway, listen, I put the other video on, and I showed you my little kitchen area, and I showed you, what I was gonna do. Well, story time. I went ahead and put in that little table that I said I was going to have. It's, only 13 inches wide, right? And it was so I could do my makeup and do my hair. And I was going to have a bench for it and had it all set up, look really pretty. And I strapped it down the best I could, right? Because there's no solid wall. That was the side where the door was on that van, if you remember. But I did have, little holes like in the wall, and I put the bungee cord to it, and I thought, well, while I'm moving, it didn't work. So even though I thought I had it secure with the bungees and everything, I'm so glad I didn't bring the dog with me today. Usually I have her in there with me all day, and I went to work today. And I came home and I was trying to do stuff here to figure stuff how to replace that table, because when I went to turn, I go down a certain road and then I have to make a right into the freeway. And I was going slow. And I'm like, well, Mary, you can't drive this slow, like on the freeway or everywhere else. You just got to live life. So I went to make the right turn. Not too much of a problem, but then you know how you got to curve around and then get into onto the freeway? I went to make that curve, and all of a sudden I heard crash, a big crash. So the bungee cords that I had did not hold the table. The table only has 3 sides to it. It's like a folding thing, like it folds up. It is a mirrored top. Better yet, a mirrored top, right? So anyway, so it crashed and everything went flying. I mean, the stuff that was put down with the sticky tape that's sticky on both sides, the thicker special kind of tape. Yeah, well, that held. Anything with that stuff holds. That you don't have to ever worry about that. But the books went flying out, even though I had a bungee around the box that the books were in. Books were on the floor. And then I had put in the drawers that those plastic drawer things. I put them underneath that table, because that way I thought, well, I'll have extra storage for clothes. They were face down. The table was face down on top of it. And I had connected this table to some insulating boards. Not real heavy wooden boards or anything. Just, kind of insulation. I thought, well, that'll be kind of good. I'll have a little more insulation. Everything was everywhere. Let's just put it that way. And it fell forward. And when it fell forward, it hit the kitchen stuff, which is on the opposite side. That is permanently there. I showed you that. Anyway, it didn't do any damage there. Where I have the drawer and the, knives, forks, spoons. It didn't damage that part. Thank God. So that part's okay. My bed's okay. So I'm going to take that whole unit out. The last time I had used that, it was in the U-Haul van. And the U-Haul van, it was in the back corner in the U-Haul van. And it had a bunch of stuff that it could tie to. Because I didn't have any walls in that van. That van just had the boards going across. You know how it has. Yeah. So, and it wasn't insulated or anything. So nothing was really covered or. So anyway, it was secured. Well, I don't have that here. So it's not secured and as well. And it just, boom. So, yeah. So I'm going to have to go tomorrow morning when I get up bright and early. I'll probably get up like 8:30. Anyway, I'm going to have to take all that stuff out, every bit of it. The drawers with the clothes, take the clothes out, take the drawers out, yeah, I got to take all that out, take out that table. I'm not going to use that table. That's the only place I have to put it. And it's just not secure enough. So I've been using cubbies for most everything except for the kitchen thing that I have. And like I told you guys, Michelle made that for me. So that will always be in my build somewhere. But I'm going to use the cubbies that have the four, 4 on the top and 4 underneath, like you saw by my bed. And I'm going to use that. I sat down behind them, where the opening is, so I could see, gee, would my knees hit there? Would my legs hit on it? How would that be? Do I have to take a shelf out, kind of cut a shelf back? Because I can do all that. No, I don't. I actually sat there with a chair, and it's a little bit lower than kind of what I wanted, but you know what? It's longer. It's 48 inches. It'll go all the way across that whole thing, which is kind of what I want, as I don't want to have that door open and everybody see in. Anyway, I can still leave the curtain there, that white sheer curtain. I can still get air in there, and I don't want to leave it open all the time, though. I want to learn how to go in and out the driver's side or the passenger side, so the people, it looks more professional, right? So people see you going in that way, not just, hey, let me slide my door open for the whole world to see what's in here. Oh, look, there's furniture. Oh, I guess she's living in there. So you're not trying to do that, right? So let me go in my driver's side, which I've already practiced today. And I'll do that. So virtually, virtually is a word. I don't know what the word is. So anyway, that's the one side will be blocked off. So it won't be that you'll be able to go in and out that side door anymore. It'll have to be, you have to go inside the driver's side door or the passenger's side door, and then walk, into the back. That way people really can't see, what's in there. My curtains will be down. And so, but there's this opening between the two of them. I'll go through there, close the curtains, call it a day. But I'm so frustrated because now I thought I was done. I was going to, do another video tonight and go, oh, you guys, look, the bed's here, the clothes are here, the table's here for the makeup. Yeah, no, we're starting over. So it's back to the drawing board, and I'm going to go ahead and use the cubbies. So I'll put them there across that whole thing. Keep the curtain there. Take the mirror and the other box, the mirrors and all that, they stayed attached because I had that stuff on them. So I'll go ahead and I'll take that and, re-stick them. And then I'll have a place to write. I'll have a place to eat facing out if I want. Like when I'm boondocking or something, where there's nobody around. And, but I will also have the kitchen on the opposite side. I'm going to leave the kitchen where the kitchen is. Otherwise, I would have had to have switched that whole thing, and then there's no guarantee that would have worked. So, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put those cubbies there. Take the piano bench that I was going to use, because the piano bench opens. And because it opens, I can store stuff in it. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that, but I'm going to shorten the legs so that it's only 15 inches high. The thing itself will be about 24 inches high. I thought about putting legs on it, but that defeats the purpose. We're trying to get it not to slide around or fall over. It's very sturdy the way it is right now. That's not wibbly wobbly like the other thing. So I'll do that. And then I'll still put the 2 boxes on there with the books, and only I'm going to put something there differently to hold them in the little boxes. So that'll make a difference. I can still put my mirror there. I can attach everything that I attached. I'm going to have to pull it off of the mirror table, put it on this new thing. And they say that tape, whatever that is, that double-sided stuff, you can get it off. So it's not supposed to damage anything. We'll find out, huh? If it's on a mirror, though, I don't think it will. I think it'll come off. I know I look a wreck. I'm just looking at myself in this video while I'm talking to you. My eyes are not that red. It's actually the makeup I did today. And it has a reddish tinge to it. And so in this lighting, because my lighting isn't that great in the house right now. Because, you know, I'm moving stuff around. I'm like pulling stuff out of the closets. I'm pulling stuff and making piles, and yeah. And I'm working at the same time, and I had to work from 1 to 2, take an hour break, and then leave at 3 and get off at 8, come home, eat dinner, take care of the dog, do what I need to do around here, try to figure out what am I going to replace that stuff with tomorrow. Yeah, anyway, so I was doing that tonight. Maybe I should do my hair like this. What do you think? I mean, let's just get it out of the face. Get it out of the way. I don't know. Maybe we'll find another boo-boo on my face. I just look tired. Because I am. Look at. So somebody else here. That's the way I feel. I'm going to do that very shortly. So I just thought before I go to bed tonight, let me make this video. Pop it up there. If not tonight, tomorrow. I know I look a disaster. I did split my lip. Yes, I did. It got so dry that, yeah, it just kind of, yeah, cracked and started bleeding. So, and I put stuff on my lips all the time, but yeah. When I get involved in working in something and doing a project like the van, I don't take care of me, per se. I will start working. That's why I keep my hair usually in braids, because then it's out of the way. My hair is clean. I mean, I'm clean. It's not that I'm not clean. It's just that when I start working like that, I don't stop. And I don't, because I know I'm under a time crunch. I have to get this van set up, everything in it that I'm going to need, the basics I'm going to need to start. I can always add to it later or whatever. But I've got to do that because I got to be out by October 15th. Out of the stick and brick, you know, where I'm sitting in one of the rooms right now. And if you could see the mess in this room, plus it's in every room, there's a mess. But I want to get this van done in the worst way, so I know my house on wheels is set. That means I have a place to go. The rest of the stuff starts to go in boxes and goes to the storage. For now, I'm going to have storage. And hopefully I can then whittle through that. Some things I do want to keep, because in time I'll probably go back to a stick and brick, but I do want like a cabin in the woods type thing. So that means, you know, kind of like something small, not necessarily a tiny home, but not much bigger than a tiny home, really. I don't need all this stuff. I'm going through things and I'm like, why do I have that? Why do I have that? What do I think I'm doing? You know? I've got clothes from God knows when, and I'm like, look at my hair, try to fix it, it makes it worse. I've got stuff from, I don't know, from like years ago. What do I think I'm doing? Like, where am I going with this stuff? I don't go anywhere. I go in the van, I go to work, I go to the store, I take care of my stuff here, I take care of the dog, and I go to bed. I mean, my life is not all that exciting right now. If that changes, gee, there's stores. You know, can you imagine that? You can always buy something that you need. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here soon and go to bed, which I need to do because I know I look a sight. Look. Somebody over here pawing me over here. Wait, there she is. What? You're there. You're on camera. Now you're on that camera. Yeah. Somebody wants attention because she hears my voice. But at any rate, I'll keep her in the house tomorrow while I'm working. If she would have been in that van today and that stuff would have fallen over, oh my gosh. I mean, you know, she's not that big of a dog, right? She could have gotten really crushed. So, yeah, I'm glad I kept her home today. It just was a little too hot. And it turns out I probably could have kept her in there. It was not that bad, but that would have scared me to death. So, I'm just so glad. What? Lola, mommy's doing stuff. You want to tell the people hi? Say hi, I'm so cute. Who's that? Is that you? You're staring at, that's you. That's you. Yes. I remember the last time she saw herself in the mirror, started barking and jumping at it. At any rate, I'm going to go to bed. I know, I look a disaster. And that's why a lot of times you don't see me when I'm doing the video build, because I'm in the van build, because I won't show you. Because there's no makeup, very little makeup. Makeup that now is old. Like, this has been on all day, right? I had lipstick on, everything. I looked fine earlier. I don't look so fine right now. And I know that. So I am going to push the hair back because I want it out of my face right now. And I'm going to go work tomorrow. So I'll get up about 8:39, start to work right away, have breakfast in between, work some more, about 2 hours, 3 hours, stop, have lunch, and then, because I got to take all that stuff out of there that fell, and bring it all back in the house, then take out the next thing that I'm going to try to have to replace it with. Make sure that that doesn't slide around. I don't think it will. There is something I can put underneath it to keep it from sliding, so that'll be okay. I'll do that, make sure that everything is okay, and then we'll set it up, and then we'll have the proper video where everything looks wonderful, right? I'm telling you, don't believe these videos. When you see these cute little girls, I keep telling you that. And they're really cute too. You know, their hair is so perfect, and they have their makeup on, and they have a little tank top on and their shorts. I've told you this before. And they're all jumping around going, oh, well, now we finished the insulation. And look at, now we put our cupboards in. And, you know, and they're just so cute in how they do it, right? And their boyfriend and them, or their whatever, let me just say their significant other, because I don't know if it's boyfriend, husband, whatever. And, you know, and they're just like, oh, and we've just finished this. And now we're going to take over. You know, they make it look so easy. Look, there's a lot of sweat equity. I'm going to just be honest. It's not easy. Now, I love doing this type of work, and I like working with wood. I always have. I don't mind using a saw at all. I don't mind screwing stuff in, hammering stuff in. Hey, I'm fine. The thing of it is I'm doing everything on my own. I don't have a helper. I don't have a helpmate. And, you know, God's with me, though, and he gives me the ideas, right? But at the same time, I don't have somebody that's going to be like, yeah, I got the muscle power. Let me help you. No. So I'm going to lift that stuff out of there, get it out tomorrow, carry the other stuff, the 8 cubby thing, which is already put together. I'm not building it in the van. It's already been built. I used it for shelves here. Carry that out there, put it in by myself, and then figure out how to get that tape off that other stuff, put that stuff in, cut down the bench, put that in, take the actual little boxes that you put the clothes in, you know, those things that go in the cubbies, load them up, put that in, because I'm going to have to roll the clothes to fit in those things. I'm going to have to put in all the stuff that I need for makeup and for, you know, my teeth and, you know, all that. So go at my brush, my comb. I'm going to do that all by myself. And tomorrow I'm off from work. So I have to do it tomorrow because Friday I go back to work. Yeah. So right now this lighting is really lousy in here. My apologies. Hopefully I'm not scaring you and small children. No, it's not Halloween, and I'm not trying to look like a witch at this point. However, I think I look like I'm somebody that just, like, you know, one of those horror movies. But, you know, that's how I feel right now. Because, like I said, my lip split in the middle. You know, I got the boo-boo on my forehead, which, you know, that, I don't know what that is. But, you know, it's just something that is always there that I usually can put makeup over. It goes away. But, you know, sometimes comes back. So it's I don't know what it is. But it's been there. And the eye makeup just doesn't do it today because it's old. And it's been on there, you know, for the last 4 or 5 hours. Anyway, so it's the end of my day, y'all. Some of my makeup's wore off. And, I mean, my hair, I'm going to leave it in the braids because I'm going to get up tomorrow and have to braid it again and go do what I need to do anyway. I don't want the hair in my face. I just don't. It's really pretty when I undo this because I have waves in my hair. And I look really beautiful. I don't right now. My eye makeup is kind of reddish tinge to it, so I probably look like my both eyes are red. No, I'm not getting a part in a Dracula movie. I'm just looking like this at the end of the day. It's all I can tell you. My lamp is on the floor. because I took the shelves from here to go use for the cubbies out there. And yeah, so my lighting is not like, oh, hey, look, she's got great lighting. No, my lamp's on the floor. Clothes are on the floor. Things that were in and on the shelves are all on the floor. It's a disaster. What can I tell you? So it won't be a disaster for long, but I've got to get this done, y'all. So please say a prayer for me that I can get this done. I will try to get everything done tomorrow. If I have to work 8 to 10 hours, which I probably will, which means I may forget to eat lunch because that happens a lot. But I'm going to try to eat, remember to eat, and drink plenty so that I'm not dehydrated, because right now I probably am dehydrated. Dog, what are you doing? No. Hey, don't get that comfortable. He's trying to get on my pillow. Hey, 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 hey. We're going to put the TV on here and chill for a while. And she's kind of down there, like, I know, down here somewhere. Anyway, the day bed here is pushed up against the window. It didn't used to be quite here. It was up against this other wall over here, but there's stuff everywhere. And my grandkids used to be in this room a lot. This was the extra guest room, so it has stuff in there. You know, like if you come and stay, I had extra stuff for people like that. And then the kids used to play in here, and yeah, it's sad. I don't know what to Anyway, I'm going to get off here, guys. But I did want to come and give you a report. Not that you're like, well, what happened? You know, she said she was going to get all this stuff in here, and now she's not telling us what happened. Well, that's what happened. So story time is just about done, and that's my story for the day. I wish I had help, but oh well. So you know what I'm going to tell you? Love one another as the Lord has loved you. And if you see a need, please fill it. And if you see somebody that does need help, please go help them. I mean, I don't have a lot of people out here that I know. So, and my neighbors are a little different. So, I don't want their help here in the neighborhood. But, yeah. I mean, the other people that I know, they work. They have their own families. Even, you know, like I can't have my grandkids here. They're in school. My grandson is real good at helping. So is my daughter-in-law, for that matter. But she's working. The little one was sick. You know, it's just like, anyway. So, no, there's nobody that can help me. So that's why I say, if you see a need, please try to fill it. Because you might have this in your own family, right? When you see somebody struggling with something, they're trying to do something. And my family doesn't agree with me 100% on me doing this, you know. I guess I'm just going to have to go do it anyway because God told me to do it. And when I start to question God, something always happens. Like the other day, we got attacked by a dog. I think I told you guys that. So, fortunately, we got out. Everything's fine. But, God's like, oh, you don't want to listen? So, yeah, I'm going to listen. I don't want any more bad stuff. Anyway. But if you see a need, please fill it because you never know who needs help. And there might be somebody that just needs just a little bit of help. And it may be, could you please carry that for me? Could you please lift that for me? Can we lift it together? You know, because I don't have that. So to get that cubby out of here, I'm going to slide it on cardboard, get it down the stairs. There's 4 stairs to the porch. Get it outside, slide it on cardboard, on the concrete, because I don't want to tear it up, right? Then I'm going to have to get it to the van, figure out how am I going to tip it, lift it, and slide it in. I'll figure it out. I mean, I'm so used to doing things by myself, I can do it anyway. But the bottom line is, don't let somebody else go through this. You know, if you're available and can help. I know we're not all available. I get it. But if you can, please go help somebody. Because I know what it's like, right? And I'm sure you do too. So, but before I scare small children, they're probably all in bed by now because when I'm making this video, but I'm going to put it up tomorrow. So then you're going to see the bad makeup and the whole thing. And yeah, make sure the kids are not around. Who is she? What movie did she come out of? You know. So, what vampire movie did she come? I feel because of the eye color, it's just, I don't know. Anyway, I'll try to look better the next time I get on here, y'all. I just wanted to let you know that this is real. This is what's happening. It's not all fun and games, and it's not. That's why I don't edit. Like, I'm not going to make myself look more beautiful. I'm not going to use a filter, blah, blah, blah. You know, just this is the way it really is. So when you're pushing, shoving, and moving furniture and trying to figure out, it's just the way it is. And I got to get it done. So pretty soon it'll be done. I'll have my makeup on. I'll look lovely once again. And I won't be scaring anybody. And then, you know, and then I'll be able to talk to you about my adventures. But right now, it's just a little bit of a struggle. So I'm not complaining. I'm just saying this is what it really is. So I want you to be aware that stuff happens. You know that. So do help one another. Love one another as the Lord has loved you. Be kind to one another. And hang in there, y'all. Because I know things are going to get better for me. It's been a struggle, but I'm not giving up. Don't you give up either. You're going to get there. By the way, that painting behind me that I keep seeing when I'm talking to you, that's done by Leah Honey, who is a famous Hawaiian artist. And that belongs to one of my sons. And I have, each son has a painting by her. So, yeah, I have that. So, if they can't take it right now, it's going to go in storage. But I know they do want it. One each, you know. So, anyway. We knew the artist. She's a wonderful lady. Really wonderful lady. So, anyway. That's a story for another day. But I'm going to get off of here, y'all. Say a prayer for me. I'm going to be working my little tail off tomorrow. And I'm not, you know, this one over here, I don't know. She's just going to be passed out probably. She's just waiting for me. But I'll see you tomorrow. We'll see about the progress and how far it got. All right? So, aloha nui loa, love you much. And mahalo nui loa, thank you so much for listening and for watching this. And then you know where you are. Aloha ke akua. God is love. He does love you. Even when we struggle like this, and we may look a mess, He doesn't say, oh, you look a mess. Don't come over here. He still loves us. So, I'm going to go put something on this and go to bed. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.